All right, welcome back. Today's lesson is quite simple. I won't take too much of your time. We had a beautiful trade this morning. So, the way I've planned it, just to come with the storyline from the beginning of the week ish, I had the number of 3,965 in terms of a good buy area. You don't want to bet against the trend, obviously. I mean, if you look at the whole trend, we could see that we're going all the way back lower, right? You don't want to do that. Perhaps we was ready to actually bet against the trends for many reasons. It was already really priced in a very low area. I wanted this price specifically on Thursday New York session, and I thought on Tokyo, I mean on London, they would start to push back up, and New York would have continued the uptrend. It did not happen. New York session today, this morning, the 17th, they started to push, but before that, once I woke up, I said, you know what? Let me just lower the risk. Okay, I'm gonna lower the risk in a sense where I know that I'm gonna use the profit from my short to reinvest it on the long. Initially, I wanted 3,975. Okay, this was the take profit area. I wanted to take all this and to pour it back on the long. Now, what happened is that if I would have done that, well, I would be fine. But there's not any need to be having a stop loss of 200 pips, especially when you have the experience. Once they start going lower, I said to my team, let's wait, let's wait, let's wait. And then boom, the entry was literally at 67. Okay, so I entered a bit later than 65. So my mistake was in a very low time frame, I let myself being distracted for no reason. Okay. I just got off the position because I saw there was a lot of volatility. And at that point, I initially thought that we would go much lower, like opposite to the plan. And the reason is because fundamentally speaking, there's so many contradiction right now, so much. It is so uncertain that this trade brought me to confusion. But objectively, if you look at the pips, here we did 100 clean pips because we did some break even. We took it way too prematurely, our take profit. So 100 pips, 100 pips clean. Here I was half lot size entered. All I had to do is to leave the stop loss till where it was, and we would have simply risked 50 pips out of 100 pips. Unfortunately, I did not do it, so we got out. And then I was on a phone call with my partner, and I let myself being distracted with the actual main narrative, especially when I said to my team, let's stay focused with the main idea. Literally wrote it. Like, forget the short. The short is cool, 100 candy pips. But the main long was the main course. I even did a post on Instagram. Like, everything was there. Like, my mind was there. Perhaps my objectiveness on that current moment was not there. So here's the lesson. The lesson is very simple, is to be more objective when it comes to the reality of your trading, especially when you gain some momentum and experience. And if you see over and over again that if you would have simply abide to your plan, you would be much more profitable. By seeing this over and over again, you cannot unseen what you have seen, right? The moment you're aware of one of the big flaw and big mistakes in that if you could have done the opposite and that you see actually with data that, well, you would have been massively profitable, you would be a fool to not do it, right? And this is where I'm at right now. It's been a few times that this type of stuff is happening to me. The idea is good, the entry is good, everything is good. All I have to do is just click the button, right? Matter of fact, one new member of our team, an AP, wrote on my Instagram post, he said I had both position, like the short and the long. Because for him, he was just more focused than I. This is the lesson. The lesson is to really abide to your plan and just stick with it, especially when you've already did the math, you've already have the plan, you've already did all the puzzling up. Like, everything is there. Just fucking do it. I mean, I know it's a mistake that most of us have a really hard time to do, that you need to follow your plan specifically, meticulously, I mean, and we don't do it. The only way is to see by yourself the data that will tell you if you would have done it, you would be that much profitable. And if you don't do it, well, you would lose that much money, and or you would leave that much money on the table. So yeah, it's been quite a few times, and I'm in the position where I'm pretty much aware of that dysfunction when it goes my subconscious, conscious, and all the distraction that I have. So I'm gonna apply new rules when it comes to my take profit areas, as much as I will apply new rules to leave more my runners, leave more my trades, just go on toward the take profit, especially that, yeah, there's no word. Anyway, so good example for you guys that you guys could use combo to mitigate risk. Now, I even said to the group, if the short doesn't work, well, we're never going to go for the long because it's a lot more riskier. And so this one was probably like around 80% chances in my head with all my calculation. And this was potentially like 50-50. And it's the first time I'm doing a trade, a swing 50-50. And cases like this, there is some exception in the rule. And this exception was this one. And the math was making sense. I should have simply abided to the rule and we would have got out with lots of profit. But nevertheless, we ended up the week clean 620 pips in profit net. Bueno, be legendary. I see you guys on the next one.